Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another Roofing Contractor Q&A. I'm RC Editor Art Eisner, and I'm really happy to be joined today by two roofing industry veterans, Greg Bloom and Michael Carver of Beacon Building Products. Guys, thanks for joining us. Before we get started, just tell everybody how long you've been in the roofing business and what it is you do for Beacon.
Thanks, Art. I appreciate it. It's great to be here and great to be with my partner in crime, Mr. Carver. So I'm Greg Bloom. I'm the Vice President of National and Strategic Accounts for Beacon. I've been in the industry 38 years, so you could call me one of the old men of the industry. I run the national account team for Beacon Building Products.
And I'm Michael Carver, and I've been in the industry 13, 14 years. Been with Beacon going on 12, I think. I handle national accounts, so one portion of what Greg leads us in. And I've got a counterpart, Reggie Brock, who also handles national accounts as well. And I handle the large contractors, storm contractors, which is a big topic of what we'll be talking about today.
Right. So yeah, let's jump right in to that. Storm season is obviously, it's already here, and we're likely getting into the real crux of hurricane season. But tell us, can you share what you're hearing from contractors around the country about how the storm season is developing so far and what's on their minds?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I'd like to just say that our team, the Beacon team, has all been working from home. Our outside sales reps have been making their sales calls virtually. Our inside sales reps are also obviously making calls to customers as well. And the bottom line for us is our branches are open and servicing our customers, and we have not missed a beat. So, however, when, you can't have face-to-face interactions or limited interactions, certainly it has an effect on people's psyches. There haven't been a lot of massive storms, but there's certainly been plenty of smaller storms that have kept contractors busy. Not every contractor has traveled. A lot of contractors have stayed home. So they've really had to adapt to this thing. But I will tell you, the Beacon Building Products teams have done an incredible job of coping through this crisis, and we're truly proud of what we've accomplished in 2020. And just want everyone to know, never forget, we are here for our customers and our employees during this.
Michael, tell us, how was storm prep a little different for contractors this year, obviously with the COVID-19 restrictions and uncertainty out there?
Based on the info we had, we made some big moves in the way we do business, and really to protect our employees and our customers. And there's some valid concerns with supply chain, and the industry had a rough end of April and into March, and we kicked right into storm season. Our contractors had to adapt as well, and with limited contact. So really Beacon, we were on the forefront of this. We've got a really robust solution to our digital tools with our e-commerce, Beacon Pro Plus. It's 24/7, being able to order from Beacon. I think we were ahead of our times in doing that, and this was obviously a huge benefit for our contractors to be able to use this. We also have our estimating tool, Beacon 3D Plus, that is a tool for our customers to be able to have contact and show a 3D model of their home to customers that is no contact. So there has been some good come from it as well for us.
How fortunate were you guys that you had these tech tools and already in place and already developed really before the crisis hit?
Well, I can't say the last 2-3 years have been easy, because we've been trying to figure things out, and still not saying it's perfect by all means, but the fact that we were able to already have this tool out and working, and many contractors already using it, was huge. And there was a lot of contractors that I think wanted to try it, but just were too busy to change the way they do business. And I think this was a time for them to, that they were able to do it and had to do it, basically.
Yep.
Got it. So are some of those concerns about supply chain, are they still, in the mix as we prep perhaps for, the real push on hurricane season, or have some of
Yeah.
those inventories really been able to recover?
No, it's an issue, Art. It's still an issue. I'm not going to get specific, but it's an industry-wide issue. Supply chains are stressed. Let's all be honest. I mean, you look at plywood alone, the price of plywood has tripled. I'm not exaggerating. It has tripled since April 17th. I mean, it's just one example of how things are really, really stressed right now. And there's a lot of challenges, getting product. But, the good news is Michael mentioned it earlier, we have a broad network of locations. We're in every state, all 50 states. You want to go to Hawaii, you want to go to Alaska, if there's a storm, we can help you there. So we're dealing with it, we're coping with it, and we're really working closely with our vendor partners and, of course, with our customers.
Okay. Well, we recently had a piece published on roofingcontractor.com where Beacon really offered up some strong tips for contractors out there, really hitting on new safety measures, the touchless technology,
Yep.
picking the right partners, and even financing. Any of those aspects you want to highlight for contractors listening?
I'd say all of the above. Jamie did a great job. Jamie Samide, our VP of Marketing, he did a great job with that article. And obviously, I think everyone knows what the CDC guidelines are now. So he went through all of that, how we're dealing with that, how we're asking our customers to deal with that when they come into our facilities. We've been talking already about our technology, our digital suite, whether it's Pro Plus e-commerce platform, whether it's our estimating visualization tool called 3D Plus, which allows you to take pictures of a home or a building and get an estimate within a half an hour to an hour. That is a complete 3D model. So that's something we've had it for 3 years now. And obviously during this pandemic, it's really been a great tool for us and a blessing that we've had it for so long. So contractors know it. Contractors that don't know about it now know about it because we've been training internally as well as externally, doing a lot of webinars for our customers to learn about these digital tools. So whether that also includes a CRM with our partner at Job Nimbus, or whether it's Service Finance, which is our financing tool, we have a whole suite for contractors to do everything virtually.
How have you guys have obviously been in the game for quite a while and have seen contractors pushed before. What about this crisis? I guess are you coming away with about their resiliency? How have they really kind of pushed through to keep the industry going?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as communicating with contractors has been a little bit of a change, and I'll call it the challenge, because let's be honest, this is a relationship, face-to-face business, and we're used to being in person with the interactions, and I do believe that we've adapted nicely. Well, we've made it work with virtual meetings, but I'll say it's just not the same as it was, and I do believe though that it's brought us and our reps closer with our customers. Probably more communication time that you can be in front of your computer and sending out emails, whereas a lot of times you're on the road and you're constantly going. So I think that's been one thing that's definitely been different, that I would say.
And if I can add, Art, you talked about resiliency of contractors. We have seen very few contractors suffer horribly with their businesses. Of course, everybody is taking hits, but I'm telling you, I am so impressed with how the industry has adapted to this crisis. And I mean, the business right now is pretty good. I mean, it's certainly not where we all thought it was going to be, but it's been an inspiration to watch and work with these customers, our customers through this. Most states kept contractors as essential. I believe there were only 2 states that said, nope, contractors weren't essential. So luckily for us in the industry, we've been able to, keep working granted, yes, we had those big dips at the end of March and April. But since then, the business has come back. Again, not where it needs to be, but again, our contractors, the industry should be very, very proud of what we've all accomplished and what we're going to continue to accomplish.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off that, Art, and just say there, a couple examples of, one of my larger customers, really, when storms started to hit, they backed off and they didn't go to storms where they normally would have gone and worked these storms. And, they decided to stay back and train their team how to, from cradle to grave, to do it digitally. And whereas as before, they were just old school. They weren't going to do it that way. Their guys weren't going to do it that way. And now they're so happy they did it, and they're going and they're able to work storms and do it digitally. And I think they're going to be better off because of it. And, there's other storms that happened. A massive storm happened, and, there were actually, people were at home, whereas most people wouldn't have been at home. Well, there was homeowners out in the street waving down contractors. When does that happen? And it's just a crazy time that, normally they would have had to door knock, and they were having a block party outside for contractors. So
waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
I think as we talk about, what's next, what can you let contractors know about Beacon's plans for, reemerging from this?
Yeah, I'll take this one too, Greg. I honestly, and I'm sure he'll piggyback, but I think it's it's a work in progress, and we're still there, and we're keeping our customers informed of what we're doing and poised to evolve and adapt. And every market is different in where they are and regulations, and so our divisions down to our regions and local markets are doing their best to make it easy for our customers, because at the end of the day, our goal is to be the easiest distributor in the world to work with. Plain and simple. And that hadn't changed because of COVID. So.
Yeah, and we keep our website updated every single day, www.becn.com. We're obviously also posting on social media every day, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. So we're keeping our customers informed, and we're going to continue to do those webinars. As a matter of fact, we have a couple of webinars today that are external for our customer base, and it's on financing. So yeah, we're going to continue to do that. And obviously with our sales reps being either in a branch cooped up or at home cooped up, how do we communicate? We're picking up the phone and calling all our customers and talking to them about where Beacon is at, what our next steps are, and how we're handling things.
So obviously you guys are keeping those communication lines open. Getting to, since this is a relationship-based business, I do want to ask you about IRE 2021, now moved to April. What are you guys looking forward to for Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'll take it too. Love that time, and love to even think about it. But I think it's honestly too early to tell. Shoot, we don't even know if we're going to play football, this year. And so I think you're talking to two of the most social people in Beacon, and that is what we do, and we absolutely love it. And we cannot wait to, when that time comes, that we can be face to face and see everybody, and maybe have a cold Coors Light, with a few folks. And come on now, get some. You know what I'm talking about. So.
Yeah, I agree, Art. You've got IBS before that. Right now, IBS is, the NAHB has said that IBS is on in Orlando. That's February. I don't know. With what's going on in Florida. I'm no expert, and I'm certainly not going to make any predictions. But that's going to be 50,000 people plus is what usually IBS attracts to their expo. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we're all hopeful. We're all praying that this thing can go away as fast as possible and we get back to somewhat kind of normalcy or whatever that new normal is. So we'll see what happens. But as you know, we've seen regional shows get either canceled, postponed, going virtual like Western States did. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously everybody's anxious to get together again and, you know, and see people face to face and shake hands and bear hug and, you know, we'll see where it goes. We really would love to see that happen, you know, as soon as possible.
All right, guys. Well, fingers crossed on that. Greg, Michael, I want to thank you and everyone out there. Thanks for joining us and spending a little time. Check back at roofingcontractor.com for more coverage of the industry, and be sure to sign up for our new digital edition by hitting the subscribe button just a little bit up and to your right. And most importantly, stay safe. We'll talk to you next time.
Stay safe, everybody.
Thanks
again, Art. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.